obstacles and duck under the orange ones. Ready, set, go!
I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I will follow you, God. I will live for you. I will keep pressing on until I have reached the prize. I will move toward the goal. I won't stop till I'm done. I will run this race till I cross the finish line. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. All I want is more of you, God. All I need is your love and grace. You've taken me to another level. You've given me brand new life. I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from all my fears. I will trust His word. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. Hey, we're not scared. We're set free from our fears. We are fearless. Fearless. We are fearless. to something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good. Even through the deepest valley, you go before me, you are here. For I know you'll never leave me, your love surrounds me, I won't fear. When I'm broken and down to nothing, I know that you are always up to something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good. Through the darkest night, you are on my side. You were always faithful. Through my fear and doubt, you will lead me out. You were always able. Through the darkest night, you are on my side. You were always faithful. Through my fear and doubt, you will lead me out. I know that you are always up to something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes.
was a great Syrian soldier, but he had a skin disease called leprosy. A young girl from Israel served Naaman's wife. She wanted to help Naaman because he was sick. She told Naaman's wife about a prophet named Elisha who could cure leprosy. Naaman's king sent him to be cured by the prophet. Naaman took a chariot of horses and left on his journey. Once there, Elisha, a man of God, asked to see Naaman. He told Naaman to wash 7 times in the Jordan River. Naaman was angry because he thought Elisha would wave his hand over him and cure him. He also thought the rivers in his country would be better than the Jordan River, but he decided to do what Elisha said. He dipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 times. When he obeyed what he had been told, his leprosy was gone. He was so happy. He said, "Now I know the God of Israel is the only God."
Oh, you're good. Hey friends, I am so excited that you are here with us today. Have you ever heard of 2 people's names that sound kind of the same? Maybe like Steph and Seth, or Chloe and Zoe, or Barrett and Jarrett, or Aiden and Caden? Today we are going to hear about the prophet who came after Elijah and how God used him to show that he is the Lord of life. Now his name sounded so close to Elijah, but his name, ready, is Elisha. Now, Elisha was a disciple of Elijah. When Elijah finished his ministry on earth, God took him up to heaven in a whirlwind. Can you imagine watching your friend go up to heaven like that? I'm sure it was pretty cool. When Elijah went up to heaven, he left his job of being a prophet to Elisha. Elisha's job as prophet was to continue the work of Elijah, to encourage the people to worship only the one true God, and to help them refuse to worship false gods. God called Elisha to remind the Israelites that he is God, the Lord of life. During the time when Elisha lived, Israel was at constant war with the nation of Aram. Now, the commander of the army was a man named Naaman. He was a super respected man who had won a lot of victories for his country. Naaman had leprosy. Leprosy is a bad skin disease. Back in the Bible times, people didn't know how to cure it. Naaman wanted his leprosy gone. Now, Naaman's wife had a servant girl who had come from Israel. She believed in the Lord and talked to Naaman's wife. Because of what the servant girl said, Naaman went to the king of Aram and asked if he might go to Israel. The king was desperate for his great commander to be healed, and he was even willing to let him go and ask the enemy for help. When Naaman brought the letter from the king of Aram to the king of Israel got so upset that he tore his robes. That was because the king knew that he didn't have the power to heal Naaman. Only God, the Lord of life, could heal him. The king of Israel was afraid that if he couldn't heal Naaman, that the king of Aram was going to use it as an excuse to attack Israel again. Elisha heard about the king and Naaman. He had faith that God could heal Naaman. So Elisha sent a message to the king and told him to come and find him. So Naaman left the king of Israel and went to Elisha's home. There, Elisha did not come out to greet Naaman. Instead, he sent a messenger to him and told him to go and wash himself in the Jordan 7 times. After that, he would be healed. Naaman was furious. He had traveled a long way to meet Elisha, and he had thought that Elisha would come on out and call the name of God and that he would be healed. Naaman was insulted because he also thought that the rivers of Damascus were better than any of the waters of Israel. Naaman wondered, couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed instead? So Naaman left Elisha's house in rage. Naaman's servants convinced him to go and wash himself and be cleansed. So Naaman went to dip 7 times in the Jordan River, and as Naaman began to dip himself in the water, his skin was healed and he was made new. Naaman was healed. After he was healed, he went back to Elisha and said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel." Naaman showed that day that it wasn't just his body that had been transformed, but that his heart had been transformed too. Naaman received a new life physically and spiritually as he trusted in God. God shows us in our Bible story that God is the Lord of life, that Naaman, the leader of the enemy army, was able to know God through his healing and by putting his faith and trust in God. God still offers us true life today. That is why he sent his son Jesus to live, to die on the cross, and rise again so that we might know him. When Jesus came to earth, he said that he came so that we might have life to the full. He is the Lord of life, and he offers us the fullest life that we could ever ask for. There is no place in the world where we can receive life except through him.